Alright, what I'm going to do on this lesson, I'm going to basically make a boring, not necessarily boring, but a boring coffee mug into a more interesting coffee mug by using color. Here I have my coffee mug. I have it on the table if you can't see it, but here I have it right here. I'm basically going to paint this, but instead of painting it white, I'm going to add color just to make it more interesting. And I just want to do that in this lesson, just kind of help you guys see how you can create one object that's predominantly white and make it more interesting by adding bold colors like mostly primary colors like blue, yellow, and maybe a little secondary colors like orange and green. What I'm going to do now, from where I'm standing, I'm going to outline my coffee mug, and then I'm going to go in and start painting with the palette knife. Now on this surface here, I got a masonite board that I bought at my local art supply store, and what I did, I gessoed this, but not with the traditional gesso paint. I actually used a new type of, well, not a new, but a different type of gesso, and it's a transparency gesso. So it's on there, you can feel it. It's not, you don't have the smooth feel that you would if I touched the masonite board as if I just bought it from the store. But I applied the transparency gesso, and it has a rough edge, a rough feel to it. So you can't really see the gesso, but it's here, and it has a rough feel to it. So don't think I'm actually painting it directly on the masonite board. I'm actually painting on the gesso masonite board. It's just transparent, so it's a clear gesso. So I'm going to go ahead and outline my coffee mug here. Just kind of sketch it right quick. Kind of loosen up. I feel kind of stiff. So here it has the coffee mug is actually on the plate. Let me draw my handle first. Runs off the edge just a little bit, but that's okay. Here's my plate. This is kind of the tricky part. Trying to get this circle right. I'm just going to outline it. Just kind of that's better. I can kind of help see the line. Here I'm using like a yellow orchid color to draw my outline. My top of my could be a little bit wider at the top of the opening of the coffee mug. Gonna go over some of the shadows right here. Shadow up under here. And here. And that should be it. Here I'm going to draw a line going straight across here. Kind of differentiate between my table and my wall. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use a bright bold color for my background. The palette size knife that I'm using is a medium sized palette knife. So kind of get an idea of what I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I wasn't sure about this transparency gesso. It's holding up pretty good. So I'm not going in any particular direction. with the palette knife. Just kind of cross-hatching, so to speak. Now, I didn't really concentrate mostly too much on the composition, so my composition might be just a basic, simple composition, maybe just a basic, simple composition, nothing too fancy, nothing that draws your eye. Just kind of have the coffee mug right in the middle. Probably could have made the coffee mug kind of offset to the left or right, just to make the composition a little bit more interesting. But for this particular project, I just want you guys just to focus on how I use the colors. Now you can use the same color scheme that I'm using if you like, but try to use some bold colors, whatever color you use. Right inside this little area right here for my table. Not much space for my table, so. Kind of using the tip of my palette knife to kind of fill in those tight areas. Kind of hard to do it laying my palette knife flat, so that should be it. And I'm going to see there's a shadow inside here, so I'm going to paint that in. There's a shadow over here. From where I'm standing, I see a shadow over here. Yours may be a little different if you're working on this lesson. It depends on basically where you're standing and your viewpoint from where you're standing and where you see the shadows and where the placement of the coffee mug. Alright. Take some more over here, up under here. On the handle. Some nice shadow over here. That should be it. Let me see. Some over here. It's a little bit lighter. That's okay. Shadow right here in the groove of the plate. be it. Right now I'm going to paint in the plate. Fill that in. Kind of mixing in a little bit, which is okay. Basically, I'm just going in and filling in those light areas when I see coffee mug and just kind of help giving the form of the coffee mug. I'm going to work on my handle here. This other part of the plate back here. Outline the end groove of the plate. Kind of got lost a little bit. And also, I need to get in up under the coffee mug. Let me help to find the bottom part of the coffee mug right here. I'm going to use the tip of my palette knife. Let me step back and look at that oval shape of that coffee mug. Looks kind of off. That's not too bad. I like this nice dark area over here. Kind of bounce it off over here. This nice shadow that I see over here. Also see a nice shadow over here. Not too bad. some of this glue here and put it right there. Alright. I like the coffee mug. I like what's going on. I like the big contrast between the blue and the orange, red. What I'm going to do is get some of that red and orange, and I'm going to put some of it in the coffee mug. Just kind of balance off and play off the background. So I'm going to get some of this yellow, and in different spots I'm going to just layer some of that in there. Run around my curve right here and my in groove there. Put some right here. There's a nice highlight on the handle, so I'm going to use some yellow right here. Just one single stroke. There's some nice highlights at the top over here, so I'm going to put some of that over there. And you see how those highlights in that color just bringing that coffee mug out. Again, I took a boring white coffee mug and just made it a lot more interesting by adding just a few colors. I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to get too muddy. And that should be it. I hope you guys liked this tutorial and enjoyed it. Please feel free to ask any questions or email if you like. Thanks so much.